I'm staring anxiously out the front living room window, watching as conditions grow progressively worse. I've gathered up some candles and matches and dug a battery-powered transistor radio out of the drawer and prepared for what may become a long winter siege. Local AM radio is giving us some much-needed information on an almost minute-by-minute basis. The best radio station to listen to in this sort of crisis situation is KOTN 1490, featuring Buddy Dean, known for years as the morning mayor in the Round Mound of Sound, presenting what he refers to as the Waking Up show on the radio.
I like it when somebody gives me something for Christmas, don't you? But one of the fine restaurants in Pine Bluff is showing that they really appreciate you. They're having Christmas early. During this entire month, the Canton is offering you 10% off the regular price of lunch and 20% off the dinner menu. You can get 10% off exotic dishes for lunch, like shrimp with lobster sauce, that normally sells any time of the year for $3.50.
Anytime a storm, tornado or other disaster strikes in the vicinity of Pine Bluff, KOTN is the first best place for information. At the moment, the gravel-voiced Buddy Dean has been trying to call the National Weather Service and get an update on what the immediate future holds for us.
We are trying to reach the National Weather Service and get some information on what we have happening outside. Mary, now, do we have the National Weather Service on the line? We do. Okay. Hello, National Weather Service.
Yes.
Buddy Dean at Cotton Radio in Pine Bluff. How are you this morning, sir?
Well, we're pretty busy, as you can imagine. We have some deteriorating weather conditions breaking out across southern portions of the state at the present time.
We've been getting reports of freezing rain, sleet and snow here in the Pine Bluff area. How much longer can we expect this to go on, and what is in store for us for the rest of the day as far as travel conditions are concerned?
Well, the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm warning for southeast and south-central Arkansas, and it includes the Pine Bluff area. We have nearly 4 inches of snow on the ground already, and the forecast is calling for this mixture of winter precipitation to continue on and off today and into tonight. Our main concern at this time, however, is the freezing rain that is causing some pretty serious damage to trees and power lines.
Yes. We've been getting numerous reports of power outages across Pine Bluff. That is mainly caused by tree limbs being weighed down by ice and then falling down onto the power lines.
That's right. I'd like to take a moment to remind your listeners to keep a check on your elderly relatives and your pets. Also, please follow all the safety precautions when it comes to space heaters. There are so many fatalities each year that are caused by space heater fires.
And make sure you have proper ventilation and keep curtains and blankets at a safe distance.
Absolutely.
The storm continues. I'm dividing my time between looking out the kitchen window, the living room window, the bedroom windows, and the window in the den. When I am not doing that, I'm staying in bed trying to stay warm, since the temperature in this unheated house is dropping rapidly. The azalea bush in front of my bedroom window has become a living ice sculpture. It's blowing stiffly in the wind and scratching roughly against the screen. There is a genuine beauty in the crystal shells that are forming around each and every tree, plant, and twig exposed to the effects of the elements. That beauty is tempered by the great and permanent harm it is causing. Snow is becoming more dominant at the moment, taking the place of the heavy rain from earlier in the morning. The remaining dark patches in the yard are gradually being filled in by frozen white. Reddish-brown leaves still cling desperately to many of the trees, and they dance noisily in the frigid wind. The dead winter tree branches stand out as skeletal shapes in the cascade of blowing flakes. Did you ever notice that snow has a smell? No? Well, it does. I've been aware of that fact since I was 3 years old. So, there. My hands are becoming painfully stiff from the cold, so I'll return to the warmth and shelter of the bed to thaw them out. I set the transistor radio on the bedstand and listen to the ongoing weather updates from Buddy Dean and Mary Nell Howard.
2 minutes until 10:31 degrees. Mary Nell has just gotten a brief report here from the Sheriff's Department. She's gonna fill you in. We're doing everything we can do to keep you up to date. We're starting to get heavy sleet here at Broadcast House. Yes, Mary Nell?
According to the Sheriff's Department Chief Harrison, his deputies are telling him that they are responding to numerous traffic accidents and fender benders across Pine Bluff. Streets are becoming increasingly slick and hazardous. Bridges and overpasses are rapidly becoming impassable. Chief Harrison urges motorists to stay off the roads. A traveler's advisory remains in effect for much of south-central Arkansas.
Very good. Folks, if you have lost electricity anywhere in the Pine Bluff area, let us know and we'll be happy to pass that along to AP&L so that they can get things restored as quickly as possible. If you encounter a down power line, my goodness, stay away from it and call AP&L. We've just had some calls telling us that power is off in the Whitehall area. The National Weather Service is saying that this weather system is a long way from being done with us. We have a large area of freezing rain, sleet and snow across central and southern portions of the state. The roads are icy, especially the bridges and overpasses. So if you don't need to be out, then, by all means, you need to stay at home.
Buddy, Chief Harrison just called in to tell us that the West 28th Street overpass has been closed. He added that the Martha Mitchell Expressway is also very hazardous and recommended that it be avoided.
Another good reason for everyone to just stay indoors and ride this thing out. I'm sure you remember this, Mary Nell. Back a couple of years ago we had quite a snowstorm here in Pine Bluff and Dwayne was taking the van, our mobile news cruiser, out to cover the story. He got about halfway up the overpass on West 28th and he just couldn't go any further. He was spinning the tires but it just slowly slid back down to the bottom. It was pretty embarrassing for Dwayne.
I definitely remember that. You've never let him live that down.
And I'm not about to start now. We keep getting calls asking if there's gonna be school today. Well, school started almost 2 hours ago and so far we haven't had any word that they'll be closing early. I suspect that if the rain, sleet and snow keeps coming down the way it is now, we'll see some closings taking place. We are gathering a list of meetings and community closings and we'll get them on the air with Dwayne in the next hour. Stay tuned to KOTN for further weather information. KOTN temperature is 31 degrees.